What's up, everyone? Cardboard.Capitan here, and today I'm continuing my New Game Plus playthrough of the Wild Child. As far as I can tell, New Game Plus doesn't change too much. It increases the power of the enemies, increases their health, damage, stuff like that, but no real changes to the game system. Right now I'm doing the side quest. There isn't any unique drops or anything, it's just rescue someone from the second floor of the dungeon, kill some monsters, get some loot. Nothing too big there. I'm in the Old Amber Station, which is the second dungeon of the, well, second option for a dungeon in the normal playthrough. And I like to do it because there's a lot of ranged enemies, and ranged enemies tend to have lower defense, and so I can kill them pretty easily with my skill set. So I'm just making my way through, trying to pick up items. I've got 40 healing flasks, which is pretty high. Now, I could fight the boss here, but I'm gonna decide to pick up some healing items. Check my items themselves. So let's see. I attempt the anti-summon mod for the whip. Now, the whip I usually bring out against swarms of enemies and enemies that summon frogs, bone crabs, stuff like that. I usually bring out the whip for, and so that anti-summon mod helps get them out of the way quicker. And so that's why I'm going for it here. Now, the enemies here aren't too bad. As you can see in the top left, the noted difficulty is very easy. However, as you can see here, I'm fighting hornets, which are probably one of the enemies I hate most in the game, because not only can the hornets deal damage both close up and at range, the nest produces more of them. So with that nest that I just came from, it was also on water, so that means my range spells are less effective on it. So as you can see, I just skip it. That's a pretty difficult enemy for me to take down. And I'm down to 13 healing flasks. Recall that I was at 39 or 40. This is pretty tough, in my opinion. Now, I don't know if I should be waiting until level 20 here, or if I can take them down at level 16. But I'm barely making it. So I'm just playing smart right now. I'm trying to keep this mouse at range. I think this floor doesn't have anything too bad in terms of enemies. It was just the previous floor. I do fight a mimic. I don't fight too many of those, so I can't comment on them. This floor is pretty bad though, because you see I've got to deal with those summoned frogs, and I'm also dealing with enemies that make floor hazards, so like fire and those acid pools. So I go down to 14, right? But I survive. And this thing almost kills me too. But I do level up to level 17, so that's good. And I have to deal with another hornet nest. And at the same time, I have one healing flask, so you know, you can escape those dungeons with an item, but you lose the money, the lucid orb you invested, so I lost everything I invested there, unfortunately. But I do take down the second boss of the main quest. That's good. I think here I'm putting a guile bonus on the ribbons. And so, since the ribbon is a lower level item, the enemies here aren't as tough. Now, they can kill you if you're careless, but yeah, just play smart, right? Right now, I'm just doing the normal quest to restock on items. I'm up to 9 charges of my healing flask right now. Now I'm at 13, 14. The enemies here aren't too tough. What I really need to look out for are those water snakes, because they're immune to water and ice damage. So I have to deal physical damage to them. I do find a shopkeeper that sells accessories, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm up to 27 charges of my flask, and I'd say I recovered from that failed item dream. I've just third boss now. General strategy here, just use arrow rain. Yeah, and then you kill it. But arrow rain's great for enemies that don't move as much because it can hit twice, and even though there's a 1-turn windup, each of those hits can crit, so you can deal massive damage. So yeah, I don't think there's anything I have to worry about in this area. It's just play smart, don't be dumb, right? Those ice slimes, though, they have defense against ice and water skills, so I have to do physical damage there. Let's see. I took a lot of damage there, but nothing too critical. Here I'm just trying to get some XP. I think by the time I get to the final boss, I want to be level 20. So I'm fighting as many enemies as I can. Okay, so this one's a little difficult because it summons those frogs, and the main creature also does AoE damage. Not too tough here. Just do the usual, sell some stuff, heal up, buy food. So I'm picking up Cunning. I believe that's for Guile, and I'm gonna put on the ribbon. Yeah. And Cunning, I believe, gives plus 20 Guile, so that's more crits, more blue and green orb drops, and those blue and green orbs restore stamina and energy. Stamina is used for movement skills, energy is used for offensive skills most of the time. Like, my stone toss does damage and uses stamina, so no real threatening enemies here. It's just So respect your stamina, respect your energy, keep those high should you need them. Okay, and make more items. I realize I have a better one-handed whip that I should be using, so that's why I swapped there. I believe with this area, I'm trying to upgrade my crossbow. So I use a backup crossbow I have. I think with this mod, I'm going for penetrating, which means physical damage pierces 50% of the time. Now, the thing is, there's some mods which make your main crossbow damage like a certain element. And I don't know if that's gonna overwrite the type of damage a skill would say. So, say for example, Arrow Storm does physical damage. Well, if you use a bow that uses ice damage, I don't know if that's gonna change the Arrow Storm to crossbow, or not crossbow, to ice damage. So that's something to try for future playthroughs. Oh, and those hornet nests, they return. Absolutely do not like them. Fortunately, the enemies here aren't too bad besides that nest. And I'm able to get my old reliable crossbow. So I'm just doing some side areas again. My health flasks are kind of low. I'm down to 12. Plus I want to level up a bit. I think realistically, I should be trying to do those item dreams at level 20. Those crossbowmen in particular are dangerous, so I gotta take my time with them. There's a master of the area. Take him out pretty easily. Okay, so I also have a regular bow now. That regular bow I'm gonna use heavily here because it has a ricocheting mod, and what that does on crit, the arrow you shoot bounces between enemies. So as you can see, I have a lot of immobile laser cannons and crystals that I'm gonna be using that bow on, and I believe level 19, so one more level until max. Also worth noting, those electrified floor tiles, those will paralyze you, so you can't attack. So here I'm just trying to pull out enemies one at a time. I just beat the master of the area. So I believe here I'm trying to apply the sealing mod to the bow. And what the sealing mod does, you have a chance of sealing the enemy, which prevents the enemy from using abilities. And I chose the bow because one, it's ricocheting, so that means it has a chance to hit multiple enemies with that sealing effect. But two, a crossbow has one less tile of range than a regular bow, so I can lead off with that bow attack. Hopefully seal the enemy, and then move into range to use a crossbow, because a crossbow does more damage. This type of item dream I don't like because those blue cloudy tiles, they deal damage to you every time you cross them, unless you have the planks item. Then the dreaded hornet nest. I'm not sure what this cloud again surrounding the ghost enemy does, but you know, I'm trying to stay out of it. Yeah, I believe this red hooded character, that's the Dream King of this area. Yeah, Memory King. Does a lot of AoE damage while having the summons to lock you in. That's why you see me struggling there. So I think ultimately I decide, okay, that's gonna be too tough for me, and I just escape out of there. So again, whenever you use a dream drum, I believe you call it, to escape an item dream, you leave with your life, but you lose the lucid orbs and the gold you put in to open that dungeon up. So I did find a cool lucid orb there of icicles, and what that does, you can put it on your quiver, and every 4 attacks you do, you produce an AoE ice cloud that deals damage. So as you can see, I have an ice theme with my attacks, and it's good, but the ice skills I use don't have good AoE damage. So I put that on a quiver as soon as I can. I found a nice little cache of healing flasks there. So now I'm at 24 charges. None too tough in this area, so making it through pretty well. This area is a bit difficult just because I don't have a lot of room to maneuver, but I make it through. And I get my upgraded quiver. Now, something I've noticed is that even though I use a weapon to shield sometimes, that quiver effect of producing an AoE ice cloud sometimes comes through, even though I'm attacking with the whip. So I don't know if that's intentional or just a handy feature that the player can use. So yeah, do another item dream here. I'm not too sure what I'm going for. I think this is to upgrade my ribbon. But nothing too bad here. So yeah, I upgraded my ribbon. I believe I put plus 20 energy on it. Let's see. Now here, as far as I can tell, the Dream of Dungeons Distant, this is just a side quest you can do. You beat all the enemies, and once you do, there's a character that'll come talk to you. So, none I haven't seen before, except that blue rhino. Just pretty standard stuff. Okay, so the mad scientist there will summon these really hard liger tiger things, but they're melee, so as long as you don't get too close to them, you're okay. Let's see. So one more side area before the final boss. I'm level 20, so I feel ready there. I think I have good items also. In terms of equipment and healing items. So I'm using the hallway there just to avoid being swarmed. I think I take a little break there. A lot of these robot enemies, as long as you avoid where they're targeting, you're okay. That's the area boss. Take him down pretty quickly. Okay, final boss. Not too tough the first form because I have Ice Arrow and Ice Spit. So it's just 3 or 4 attacks. Now this form's a little harder because the summons can swarm you, so I'm trying to take them out with Arrow Storm and Arrow Rain. But I also take a lot of damage too. So, you know, I'm using a lot of my healing items that I saved up for. I think here one more hit should work, and there's the Ice Arrow to take it out. But yeah, that's the New Game Plus playthrough. None too major to note there. So, with that said, I think I do a little bit of the Savage Land playthrough now. It changes a bit of the mechanics, and it noted there what changed. You know, I decided to play it out to see what it's like, and the only thing I noticed is that those mosquitoes can drain your stamina, and the green and blue orbs that drop don't heal as much. So I'll continue this next time. But with that said, thanks for watching. You can find me on X under the username Cardboard.Capitan. You can find me on Moxfield if you play Magic under the username Cardboard.Capitan. Do the YouTube thing, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you all next time.